So we've all been there. Spent a ton of time creating an assessment, passed it out to our students, met with groans and boredom and sometimes tears, received the assessment back, go to grade assessment, to be interrupted by a parent who has a quick question, and an hour and a half later, question finally answered, it's time to grade the assessment. Now, teachers have enough to do, and when there's a tool that comes out that can make life a little bit easier, it's something that should be spread and well known. Quizziz is one of those tools, and I'd like to talk to you a bit about how Quizziz has made my life easier and how hopefully you can use it to help you increase your productivity in the classroom. Quizziz is a game-based, really fun assessment tool. Students can work at their own pace. It can be assigned for homework, or it can also be played live within the classroom. There are an extensive amount of questions that teachers can pull from so that they don't have to create their own questions. Other people's quizzes can be taken. Teachers can, of course, make up their own quiz instead. It gives great feedback that is easy to see and immediate, and it connects seamlessly with Google Classroom, so if you are a Google Classroom user, it connects very easily. So let's take a look at Quizziz and exactly what it is. When you go into, when you make your Quizziz account, you can search for any style of quiz. So for example, if I want to do adding fractions, let's say, simply type it into the toolbar. As you can see, there's a filter section here where I can go through, depending on which level of schooling you teach. We'll go ahead and stick with elementary. And when you hover over each quiz, you can see on the right-hand side the example, like a little preview of the questions, what they look like, so that you can scroll through and see if they really match what you're teaching. If we go here we go, this looks like fractions, possibly with like denominators, as we take a little look here. Yep, that's exactly right. So, I like the look of this one. I have a chance to add it to my current folders. I can like it as well. When you click on the quiz, you can see each of the questions. It tells you how long the students are given for each question, so 60 seconds in this case. And you do have the opportunity to alter this if you want, so you can duplicate it and save it for yourself. As of right now, I'm thinking this looks pretty good. I can play live or homework. Now this is my favorite one here. You set the date when it has to be completed by. We'll go ahead and stick with this one. You can have answers and questions shuffled. There is a quiz review where students can look at the end and see how they did. That's one of my favorite tools to go to. And there's also a way where they get points if they answer questions quickly, so it ends up being kind of a competition with others, but they can play it at any time they want. So it is different from Kahoot if you've used Kahoot. After each question, whether they've gotten it right or wrong, a little meme pops up, so that makes it even more entertaining. If we click on the proceed here, one of my favorite things pops up. You'll see you can assign it with the game code, or students log into this link and just enter this code. Or, one of the best parts, it's directly associated with Google Classroom. You can select your class, rename the quiz game. We'll go ahead and call it adding fractions. And little directions here, you can schedule it for to appear whenever you like. We'll go ahead and assign it for now. So that'll take just a minute to show up in my Google Classroom. Go over here to our Google Classroom. Now when you do assign this to students, they'll see this pop up on their stream. These are prior ones that I've had assigned. Here's one that I did recently, fraction review. I can see 7 students did not do it, 13 students did return it. So it looks like we've been updated. So we'll see exactly how quickly that last assignment, there it is. There's our quizzes we just linked to my students. So all they have to do is come into Google Classroom and click on this link. I want to have you take a look at our fraction review from before. We can see who has returned it. And if we go in, we can see that here Chloe has 2 attachments which means that she played the game twice. I can click on and see how she did. So she had 75% accuracy. Green checks show me which one she got correct and in how much time she took. Red, obviously, so that I can see which questions she missed. Very simple. I can look at that per student, pull groups that I need in small group time. Let's go back here. When I go back to my Quizziz, there is a section that says reports. And here's my fraction review from before. As you can see, accuracy overall in my class was 85%. I have an opportunity to download an Excel sheet, and I can show you what that looks like. So this can be printed out, and you can use it to pull small groups for small guided math groups. You can see exactly, oh, I have 2 students who missed this question. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's 1 student who missed these 2 questions. So I can look across and see, oh, I have a student who missed this one, a student, and another student. So I know I can pull those 3 students into a small group, and there's the question. So if Excel is your thing, that's very easy to do. In here, there are also other ways of looking at the fraction review. If I click on the report itself, I get a list of my students who had taken it and can see how many they got wrong and correct immediately along with their accuracy. I can also email this to parents if I would like them to see it. I can look at the questions and look at it more based that way. For example, in this first question, I can see that 30% of my students had all chosen A, even though that was the wrong answer. So I can look at this closely and see, oh, they were not reading the question correctly possibly, or this is something I need to review. If I look at that, I can even look closely to which students got that wrong, and so that I can again pull those small groups that I had talked about previously. Finally, it gives you a nice overview, similar to the Excel sheet, just online if you'd like that instead, where you can go through and quickly look at it. So if we go here, back to our Google Classroom, and just want to show you a bit what the game looks like. Here we go. So when students go in and they click on their Google Classroom, Quizziz will pop up. You'll see their name automatically comes up. And because it's linked to Classroom, they don't have to enter that code. But go ahead and start that. It gives them a bit of a countdown. They can look at this, oh, equivalent fraction. Okay, so let's see, we'll go ahead and press this. And then the meme pops up. It gives you a ranking based on the other people who have taken it at the same time. Up here you can see the time bar going through. You can set that. You have the settings to go along with that. Let's see, if we click the wrong answer, it gives you a meme that goes along there. If I go through to the end, I can see a review of the game. I'll go ahead and exit the game now for sure. There we go. And if we wanted to play again, we could go in again, back to our Google Classroom, and click on the link again. I've had students take Quizziz repeated times so that they can try and beat their friends. So they're learning while having fun. And I cannot tell you how much Quizziz has helped me out in the classroom. I don't have to go home and grade all these math assessments anymore. I can see exactly where they are. If you set up your assessments to the standards, you can see exactly which standards your students are falling behind on, thanks to the visual feedback sheets. I hope this helps you out a little bit and that you're able to save some time. Thanks so much.